Hey, YouTubers! Guess who's back? Yeah, I've been getting comments and messages and everything else, busting my chops that I need to make an update video. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been, I think, if I looked correctly, the last video update I had was in January or whatever. Quite a bit has changed since then. I went back and kind of briefly watched that video. Here's what I've got done so far. This is one of the main industries I'm working on. This is actually the company I work for here in Iowa. So it's not the exact plant I work at, but I just decided to take a modeler's license and kind of make my own version of it. But my plan is inside this hole here, I plan on getting some Just Play lighting systems from Woodland Scenics and make a little scene inside there. Keep that door always open so you can kind of look down in there. Right now there's nothing in there, but that's my plan there. And then I'll have a box car or whatever sitting at this door. This is one of the industries I am working feverishly on to get done. I still got a little bit of work to do on it. Here's a little bit to start of my residential area. I had used some of that same material that I used for the driveway here for the city street, but I didn't like it, so I ripped it up. I'm actually going to use Walther's concrete street system and do this just a residential street here. I've got the grade crossing in there, and that's just going to be another industry that will service box cars. It'll be kind of a transloading area. It'll take box cars, hoppers, flat cars, whatever else. I got to add some trees, and on top of the ground cover, I'm going to add some static grass and stuff like that, and just kind of make it look nicer and more residential, and put in a sidewalk down through there and all that. Here is my PTC antenna station, one of them. I'm going to show you another one here a little bit later on, but I've just been kind of playing around with how setting this up would look, because, of course, I model modern day, so all of my Union Pacific locomotives that presently have PTC antennas will have them, and so I figured I need to put a little PTC antenna station. That's all that's been done in this general vicinity. Got the co-op down there and that good stuff. Flipping over this way to the switching maze that I had talked about before. It's kind of a mess. I'm working on scenicking this area now. This is what I've got done so far. I got the LP area scenicked and the plastic pellet facility scenicked. I just need to add some static grass in through this general area now. Fix the crossing here that goes up through there, but I gotta wait till I move all this crap out of the way. Just kind of playing around with situating buildings and stuff like that. Here's another area that I'm gonna have for a building, and of course this is gonna be my main street and all that, and then it's gonna have a crossing down in here into the body shop, just something simple. If you look back there, the bench work is finally complete for the whole entire layout. I'll get to that here in just a moment. My buddy Mike came down today and helped me finish that, so we got the bench work 100% complete, except for the framing of it, actually, I should say. Not the actual bench work, because I still got to add the OSB board and foam to it. So, coming around this area, the Union Pacific Maintenance Way facility, got it mapped out how I want things to set. I'm going to probably start scenicking this area here shortly next. But yeah, this is just a little 2-track industry area. That boxcar will probably permanently be there, and then just kind of switch cars in and out here. These will probably be the 2 switchers for just this little area. Might just have one. I just kind of ran out of room in the diesel facility, but I'll show you that here, and I've kind of cleaned that up since then. Working on the yard here. Got the switches in, just need to put the rest of the tracks in for the yard, and I'll be finishing that hopefully this weekend. So just need to add 3 more tracks here to the yard, and then the yard will be complete with the runaround. That is the lead to the diesel facility, and as you can see, just kind of playing around with that, how I'm going to set that up. I got 1 track into the facility itself, and then I got 2 ready tracks and sand and fuel tracks. So yep, just kind of mapping out how everything's going to sit there. And the other end of the yard is incomplete, right here with the switch. Just come around, so it's going to be a double-ended yard. You can come in from either direction and do some switching. This looks like a tornado went through. Just kind of been piling everything everywhere over here. This will be the next project to do. But what I'm really stoked about is, like I said, Mike came down and we have officially built the bench work for everything for all the rooms to go in. That goes into this room here, which will, pardon the shadows and everything else, go into this room, which was my workshop at one point. This is going to be just my paint booth specifically, but now I'm going to find a desk or a countertop or something to put in here. And this will be the workshop area, and then right here will be the painting, detailing, and weathering area of the things. But need to put OSB board on here and foam, and then it comes through here, comes in through this general area. I will have a small yard here and a couple of industries, 1 or 2 industries here. And then, of course, it'll curve around. I need to put a brace in yet here to make the gradual curve. And comes back through this way and goes back in and over to the other side where we just were. Of course, this was where my bench work was before, or my workbench was before, but now I'm going to turn this into a storage area so everything will fit and all that. But my goal is here in the next couple of weeks to get the OSB board and the foam down here and figure out where the main line is going to go, and then do that small yard over here. It's probably going to be like a 2 or 3 track transfer yard is basically what it's going to be, with a couple of industries here in the background and maybe 1 or 2 industries over here. These are going to be small industries, nothing major or anything like that. I don't have any more major industries planned at the moment other than, again, my sand plant will be here on this section, and then on the other side of the main track for the Y here will be like a biodiesel plant. Those will be my 2 major industries over here on this section here. And then I plan on putting in maybe 1 or 2 smaller industries back along this wall too. So I'll have enough for a decent operating session. I'll have a northbound and a southbound train, and then I'll also have a yard crew that will do some shuttling of cars over here and take cars over into this general area. And then I've got enough here that I can have my own little another crew over here. So I'll be able to keep maybe 3 or 4 guys busy. My basement isn't that big. It may look like it, but it's really not that big. So I may just have 2 other guys besides myself down here working on the op sessions. But right now, this is, like I said, the bench work is 99.9% complete. I just need to add the OSB board and foam on those other sections, and then I can continue the main line around, and then I can finally have a train running through the whole entire basement here, and keep a train running as I'm working on my layout and that, adding scenery and all that. I'm getting stoked now, so looking forward to it. But I hope everybody's happy now. I did an update. Hopefully it won't be another 6 or 9 months before I do another update. Hopefully I can get one out here within maybe a month or so. I want to get a little bit more done. And like I said, hopefully the next update will be of the OSB board and foam in the other room there, and maybe where the main line's actually going to go. But who knows? We'll see what happens. But again, thanks for subscribing, and feel free to leave comments or questions below. All right? Have a good Labor Day weekend, folks.